Hi guys, so today we're going to do a bacon wrap chicken. I'm going to serve it with some rice and some salad. I'm also going to make like a little sauce to go with the chicken right at the end as well. So let's get started. I've got the oven on preheat right now at 250 degrees for the fan oven. So while that's heating up, just going to take a foil lined tray. Gonna add just a small amount of cooking oil just so that we don't end up scorching the chicken, as it'll hopefully help it cook as well. Right, so now that we've got our oil on there, we're going to take 2 pieces of bacon, just lay them out. So crossways like that. Next we take our chicken. What we're going to do is we're going to season the underside of the chicken first. So the side that we're going to put against the bacon. Put some salt. And some pepper across that. And then lay that seasoning side down onto the bacon. Then add a little bit more salt and pepper, just so that we know that the whole chicken is properly seasoned. Now that we've done that, we're going to take our bacon and just wrap the chicken breast up. So that it's completely encased in the bacon. If it doesn't stay on top of the chicken, it wants to like open up, feel free to put some toothpicks through it just to help it hold it in. It won't affect the cooking at all. So now that we've got the chicken breast ready to go, just going to put a touch, maybe half a teaspoon of rosemary. A bit more. I'm just going to sprinkle it all over the top of the chicken and the bacon. And then just for an extra little bit of spice, I'm going to go for some paprika. And again, just a light dusting over the chicken and the bacon like that. So then what we're going to do is we're going to pop this into the oven for about 20 minutes. Then we'll take it out, add a few finishing touches back into the oven for the final 5 to 7 minutes for cooking. So take it across now. So that's now in the oven. Whilst that's cooking away, we're going to get started on the sauce. And it's a fairly, in my opinion, fairly simple sauce. Just a little homemade one that I've been using for a few of my dishes here and there. So we're going to go for 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. So I've got light soy sauce, but obviously feel free to use any kind of soy sauce that you want. So that's now going to be the base of it. Then we're going to add a clove of garlic. So you're just gonna mince the garlic up. Again, if you do have a garlic mincer to hand, please use that. It's much more precise than mincing by hand. But since this is only for one chicken breast, I'm only going to use 1 clove of garlic. I'd probably only use 1 clove if it was for 2. Unless you really wanting a garlicky flavour, I wouldn't go much more than that. See, it doesn't really blend then with the flavours for the rest of the sauce. There we go. So that's 1 clove of garlic into the sauce. Start mix that through. Quick wipe down of the board. Next, we've got some spring onion. This has already been trimmed. It just needs to be sliced now, so don't want it too thick, otherwise it won't really integrate with the sauce as much. You just get almost like a chutney really if it's not thin enough. So as you can see there, not too thick at all fairly even. Maybe 1-2 millimeters thick for each of them. And we're just going to take that and add that into the sauce as well. That's mixed through. And again, these quantities are just for 1 chicken breast, but I probably wouldn't go much more than 2 spring onions, even for more than 2 chicken breasts, just because you don't want it overpowering the rest of the flavours. So this is what we've got at the moment. This is our little sauce, but it's going to be very salty right now. So what I want to do is I'm going to take a lemon, chop it in half, and I'm going to squeeze half a lemon's worth of lemon juice into this sauce. get a couple of the seeds in there as well, just to help it out a bit. And I'm just going to mix that through. The reason we go a little bit over with the lemon juice is it's much easier to add a smaller amount of salt than it is to add the acid from the lemon. Obviously, we've already got a lot of salt in from the soy sauce, but we can control how much we add just with our actual salt grinder, and that makes it so much easier to precise the salt content rather than the acid of just squeezing. Always give it a taste first. Don't want to test it after you've cooked with it and find out it's no good. That's actually not bad. But I am going to add a little bit of pepper. Just because that suits my taste. Feel free to leave the pepper out. And if you want to make it a slightly thicker sauce, add half a teaspoon of ground arrowroot, and that will help thicken it up enough so that it looks closer to like a teriyaki sauce rather than this, which I feel is more of a vegetable infused native hoisin sauce. So now we've added that, give it another taste. That's perfect for what we're going for today. So now that we've got the sauce ready, the chicken's cooking, I'm just going to cut and start preparing the rice and the salad to go along with this, and I'll be back when we pull the chicken out for the finishing touches. Okay, so we've taken the chicken out. We've still got another, I'd say 7 minutes left to go on this. As you can see that we've started crisping up along the top. Got all of the bacon is nice and tight towards it. Just need to make sure that everything's cooked through right the way through this chicken, because you really don't want to be trying to eat that raw. So, for our final steps in the preparation of this, we're going to take some sliced onion. We're just going to lay it over the top. Just sprinkle it around. I should add that this onion isn't necessary. If you're not really a big fan on onion, then feel free not to include it. But I really am a big fan of onion, especially when it comes to chicken. So now that we've got our onion on there, we're just going to take some of our sauce. We're just going to drizzle it so that we've got a bit of garlic, spring onion, and our soy sauce just starting to incorporate itself throughout the meat. There we go. So now that that's all on there, back into the oven for about 7 minutes, and then yeah, we'll take it out and go from there. Okay, so that's the chicken out of the oven. We're just going to double check that it's fully cooked all the way through, and we're just going to cut right down, make sure it's not pink in the middle, and there we are, still juicy, white all the way through, perfectly cooked. So then we're just going to transfer that to our plate. pick up the roasted onions to go on top of it as well. And then finally, we take a small teaspoon of our sauce and just drizzle it over, just to add a final touch of flavour. And there we have our bacon wrap chicken with soy, ginger and spring onion sauce, some salad and rice. Today I have used microwave rice, as this is just a quick midweek dinner for myself. So all in all, this is just a 25-minute job, perfect for when you get home from work. The longest thing is waiting for the chicken to cook. So again, I'll put the ingredients in the description. Please give it a go, and I'll see you in the next one.